Hi there.
Okay.
This is Mary Kurek, and I'm with Frontrunners Innovate magazine. And the interview that we're doing right now is with Carrie Nikitin. Thank you, Carrie, for being with us. And it is an investor interview. So I want to get a little background on Carrie first, but let me just share with you the reason why I wanted to interview her. I've known Carrie for a little while, and we have brought each other people to talk to from a business standpoint. And I knew that Carrie's actively involved in Angels to Exit, which is, an accelerator sort of investment arm there. And I knew also that she personally likes to be invested in health technology and power spaces, energy, that sort of thing. So Carrie, welcome. And thank you for giving me a few minutes of your time today. And I want to get a little bit of your background that you would like to share with us, to share with people, how did you come to this? Because I think you've been entrepreneurial pretty much all your life, and you've been in business all your life. So what about the numbers game and the, acquisitions and, that kind of thing got your attention?
Sure. So I was in college. I was 18. My first semester, my girlfriend came back from a vacation with her family from Asia, South Korea, Japan, and brought back a conger eelskin handbag. So I said, wow, that's really cool. It's an exotic skin. And I said, how much did it cost you? She said it was like a quarter. And I said, it's exotic. We could sell it for, 100 times that. So from that, she didn't want to do that venture with me. So I did it on my own. I was living in Colorado. I moved to Southern California with $600. I lived in a rent by the week motel. I rented a typewriter, and I wrote my first business plan and raised capital for my first company. So it was in the fashion industry. So I eventually ended up moving to Japan and created this import-export company and created a line of clothing with a French clothing designer to repurpose kimonos, and also repurposed the wedding kimonos, made those into, quilts, and sold those to the big design houses out of Beverly Hills. So that's where I started. And I really figured out that I loved the process of starting a company and the challenges of finding the money and figuring out the markets and, do people really want this, or is it viable? Is it valuable? More than I liked actually running the company, although I am a CEO of my company. But it was, that was how it started. And after that, I just, I think I moved back to Colorado after I came back from Japan, and started working with the economic development people, and just built from there and started several companies.
Your home. There you go.
Yeah, so that's my beginnings.
Okay, very good. Well, ramp up to 2020 now, and I know you've got your hands in lots of different businesses and helping them to grow, because that seems to be your seat from where you operate, is helping these companies
I like to build.
get involved and to grow. Yeah. Tell me a little bit about the companies that you are working with now.
Well, of course, I'm working with my company, Avatech Inc., and that's an intellectual property company. Intellectual property is patents. So that's what we monetize, and we have applications in power and in noise mitigation, analysis, and management. So those are the two areas that we're in there. And then I'm working with a company called Magnabid. That's a startup that I really like. It's like the Priceline for medical, dental, and vet science. So you can go on their website and bid for their services.
We've talked about that one before. I love that.
Great company. So great CEO, great market. It's all there. All the good check marks are there for that one. Another one is Peak Technology, and it's an analysis company, fluid analysis company, and they actually have a platform of technology that's very diversifiable. Right now, they're in the wine and beer testing market because that's the lowest hanging fruit, but I can see a lot of opportunity in the medical world over there for, real-time testing. There's for drug testing and, mental and addiction health. So that one is very cool. And the price points on that are very inexpensive compared to like the blood test and other kind of testing, urinalysis and stuff that they're doing right now. So it's about $5 a test. So that's pretty incredible. So those are wonderful margins potentially. So I like that one. And I've been involved with another company called Livzo that is also in health and wellness, and that's a wellness platform. But they also have created something called RenalMate, which is for chronic kidney disease management. So I like that one a lot as well. So I tend towards the medical arena more than anywhere else. I do get sucked into the technology side and some of the alternative sides of things. There's a company called PowerGrow that can grow like 118% more crop than an average 5-acre, plot. So, and it has it also produces energy while doing that. So that I like that.
That's
so those
fantastic.
are kind of the things that I'm involved in right now. And then I also sit on a panel for a virtual incubator for the university here, University of California, Monterey Bay, and University of California, Santa Cruz. So I get to see all these young innovators as well. So some really interesting stuff coming out.
You don't sleep, do you? You just don't.
I mean, I like
you don't even go to bed. Why bother, right? We know that. But, well, very cool. What I kind of, now that you've told me all these different companies that you're involved in, I think it's really interesting that there's some diversity there. And so from the standpoint of looking at diversity in the companies that come to you or you go to them, what are you looking for? What actually just lights you up when you see a pitch deck or when somebody is in front of you giving a pitch? What is it that you're aiming for?
Well, I think the first thing is that leadership is always good, and team building capabilities, right? We all have to get along to, achieve the goals that we're setting down. But the second and first, it's kind of in the first two, is what are you trying to accomplish? Is there really a need? Is there a problem that you're trying to solve? And are you one of the best solutions for that? And do you understand that market? And are you familiar with it? And, the level of passion that you have and the level, do you understand what you're trying to do and what that end goal is? And then two, of course, the numbers have to make sense. I mean, how crowded is that market? What are the barriers to that market? Are you qualified? Are you specialized enough, especially in the medical world? I mean, it's a lot of pedigree goes on over there that has to be, looked at, because if you come onto the scene and you don't really have any background in that, you're not very viable.
Would you say that technology is sort of a driver in all of these companies?
That's a good question. And with this COVID happening right now, even more so, it's more pronounced. I mean, because innovation just makes everything easier, and really to be able to identify best practices in treating somebody with a chronic disease, or, being able to source out what the underlying issues are more quickly, because you've got this platform of, shared, information that you didn't have before, because, we're not just the heart or the kidney or whatever. So.
Excellent. Just one last question. I like to find out how people find out about the innovators that they end up supporting. And so for most of these, did they come through the Angel to Exit platform that you have, or did you find out about them because somebody else introduced them, or
a lot of times it comes through my Angel to Exit group. And my Angel to Exit group actually does a more global platform too, where we have about 30 venture cap and angel groups in, and we platform about 40 companies a month. But through the university, I get them through people who just know me. I'm an advisor for quite a few companies, from fashion to, alternative energy. So a lot of people in a lot of different industries know of me. So, yeah.
Very good. Well, this is interesting. So for people watching, you can only get to her only through some of these ways if you wanted to talk to her.
Right.
This is wonderful. We'd like to share the links, in the content below of the businesses that you mentioned a while ago.
Sure.
And honestly, from between you and me, I saw like at least 2 or 3 introductions we still need to get to, because you mentioned a couple of companies that I thought, yeah, I've got somebody that we need to connect with. So very good. So thank you, Carrie. And I appreciate the time this morning. And hopefully what you share will kind of boost up some energy and some thoughts from innovators who will see this. So awesome.
Love startups, So.
Thanks. I
All
appreciate
right.
it.
Thank you, Mary. It was a pleasure. Bye.